What's up, everyone? I'm here with Gary. We're making a quick video about working from home and what Elon Musk had to say. Apparently, working from home is immoral.
You
Well,
know?
the reason why I thought the topic was interesting is because you work from home and so do
Yeah,
I. Okay.
absolutely.
I don't really see it as being immoral. I think he's not making a blanket statement about all people who work from home are immoral. I think what he's trying to say is that the Twitter employees or certain people on their laptops, he says like their preference is to work from home. Now he doesn't like that for many different reasons. One of them, it's hard for him to manage them. Okay, they may be working on Twitter stuff and working on other stuff. They might be watching, videos all day, playing video games, just slacking off. And how does he know, right? He's not watching them. However, if they're in the office, the managers can very easily see if they're slacking off or what's wrong or are they depressed or what's going on with them. So I would say it's obviously easier to manage people if they're in the office versus if they just at home. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. I mean, it's a lot easier to manage people in person. It's sort of an authority figure when you have a boss at home, you know. So that kind of keeps you in line, keeps you in check. Um, and you have a lot of distractions when you're at home. You got
Mm-hmm.
the fridge, you got a TV, you got pets, maybe you got a wife, maybe you got kids. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things can distract you when you're at home. I can't see the leap that he made from working from home is wrong to immoral. I mean, or unfair. I think he said it was unfair. It's not fair that the person, at least he's speaking of his own companies. So I think it
He
has a
said it's
lot.
a moral issue. He basically said it's immoral. He says they need to get off their high
Yeah, I
horse.
don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't
Okay.
think it's immoral. If his own employees are wanting to do work from home, that's one thing. And they're slacking off and he's seeing a drop off in productivity. I can see that argument where the productivity drops down for at home employees, but I can't see that that's immoral to work from home. I don't see the
I
connection
think I
there.
think what it is, it's very hard for companies to find good talent that actually want to work in the office. Their preference after the pandemic, the norm is to work from home. So even to
Right.
get them to come in a couple days a week is difficult, and that's the problem he's having. Like if it was just one or two people, then that's one thing. But it's not one or two people; it's by the thousands. If they can work from home, they want to work from home, and it just becomes the new normal. And he doesn't like it because for all the reasons I mentioned, it's hard to
Yep.
manage. I personally have hired VAs, and I've caught them working when I'm paying them, they're on my clock. I caught them just based on the screenshots and stuff like that. They were actually working for other people while they're supposed to be working for me.
Wow.
Yeah, and there were actually cases of people that are hired to work for one company, and they're actually working for another company at the same time. They're working for two companies at the same
Yeah.
time, and either boss didn't know about it. They basically cheating on the boss.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
immoral. I mean, I would say that's probably immoral. That's
well, it depends on the line of work. Of course, if you're a VA and someone's paying you hourly, then you should definitely be putting in your hours and working for that wage. If
mhm.
you're working like a commission only sales type of a job, you eat what you kill, it's like if you produce then you make money, if you don't produce, so that argument of the VAs working with multiple companies, that's absolutely immoral. That's wrong. They
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing that.
Mhm.
But if you're working a sales job and you want to freelance something on the side, I don't think that's immoral.
Yeah. So I mean, I know Patrick David has also spoken about it before. He doesn't want people working from home. He wants people like right there in the office so that he runs a tight ship. He wants productivity. He wants production. He wants them to be working. Now he had when he had the, people helping people insurance agency, he has independent, agents, working under him. Those guys can do whatever they want. I mean,
Yep.
whatever they want. He doesn't care about them. But if he's paying a person, he wants them in the office, making sure they're working, because he's from a military background, and he wants
Yes.
them to basically, and also, by the way, if they're doing sales, okay, and they're right there in the office, okay, they're going to be a lot better than just at home, because it's an atmosphere where you're hearing the other top closers pitch and sell and close deals, and it's, you know what I mean, overall it's better because you're learning, versus if someone's at
Absolutely.
home, it's a little bit of trial and error, and if they're struggling and they're not closing all the sales, or whatever, it's a bit of a mystery, like why are they struggling. You can listen to the calls, but it's a lot harder to put your finger on the
Pinpoint.
pulse. Yeah, exactly. And I think the issue that he's having is the Twitter people, the talent
Yes, I agree.
on the laptops don't want to come back to work. They prefer to just work from home.
Right.
It's hard to find good talent that actually wants to come to the office. And he's annoyed because he says, the people in the factory, they can't do it from home. The people who make the food, they don't normally do it from home. The people that deliver the food, they don't do it from home. The construction people, who fix the house, they don't do it from home. Everybody else is doing stuff, but the people on the laptops, they just want to sit back. I mean, that's his argument. It's not fair. But
Right.
I mean, I would say, yeah. I mean, he's the boss. He makes the rules. If he says they have to come to the office, then he could just put it like that. You have to come to the office. If you don't like it, they're out, right? But then the tricky thing is where you're going to find the talent, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
Because
agree. That's what I was going
he
to
is
say.
one person, and they may be thousands of talented people, and you might be able to find a bunch of people to come to the office, but they may not be as talented as the people who would prefer to work from home. So that's what I think is the frustration that he's expressing.
I think it comes down to leadership style. If depending on how the leader, has a philosophy on this subject, then that's what it is, right? If he thinks, like you said, if he puts his foot down and says you got to come into work 3 times a week, that's what it is. That's what it is. Same thing with Patrick Bet-David. He's a military guy. He's very wants things done, right?
Yeah.
He wants you to be in the office. He wants you to be there. That certain style, a certain type of employee flourishes in that, and others frail right there in that type of a leadership style. So it really comes down to the company culture. It's just the reality of some jobs are just virtual. That's it.
Yeah.
But it really comes down to the leadership style. If you're, whatever leadership style you have in your organization, whatever works for you, whatever, you can, whatever creates an environment for your employees to flourish in.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say it's immoral, like you working
No,
from
I don't.
home is
I don't agree
immoral.
that I don't agree with that statement at all. It's not immoral. I think he's got a point when he says it's not fair, but
But
it's
life
not.
isn't fair. I mean, you think it's
Yeah.
fair that the billionaires, like make so much more than like they're like the top 1%, and they have the majority of the money, and the majority of the people are nowhere close to that. Life isn't fair. It's not about fair.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, life's not fair. So what? I mean, so what? Get used to it, right?
Right. I think it's an overarching theme with some of the cultural things that are going on in the United States right now, with people just kind of just feeling entitled.
So yeah, the boss makes the rules. The boss says they got to come to work. I don't know about it being immoral. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. Thanks, Gary. Thank you all for watching. You all have an amazing day. Take care. Peace.
Later.